Next up, we have a fireside chat led by Ciaran Kirk, Operations Director of Databuilders, with Conor Doyle, eCommerce Sales Support Manager at Luzern. They will be discussing harnessing the power of embedded analytics. Welcome to the stage, Ciaran and Conor.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ciaran Kirk. I'm the Operations Director with Databuilders, and I'm delighted to have with me today Conor Doyle, who's the Business Intelligence and Product Manager with Luzern. How are you, Conor? How's things?
Hi, Ciaran. Thanks for having me.
No, you're very welcome. So, as we've seen from our slide, Databuilders, we do data intelligence platforms which include data integration, data visualization, and analytics and data governance. And today we're going to talk about embedded analytics using the SciSense platform. And first off, I was wanted Conor to introduce what it is about Luzern and what you guys are doing.
Yeah, sure. So, as Ciaran mentioned, we're an e-commerce company, so we're a managed e-commerce platform. So we work with the likes of Philips Hue, Panasonic, HTC, and other large European and US companies. And basically, we have our e-commerce platform where we sell on marketplaces, branded online stores, and also we do social commerce as well. So we were founded in 2003. We're in Ballycoolan. We have a couple of different offices all around, but our research and development offices in Galway, and we've been Irish owned since then.
Oh, fantastic. And it's great to see an Irish company and an Irish success story in the analytics area. So I think the big thing for us with Luzern is, when I first started talking to you guys, was how you are an e-commerce platform who are working with companies like Amazon to help organizations sell better on things like the Amazon platform. Can you tell me what you actually do for these kind of companies?
Yeah, sure. So we work closely with these big brands as partners. We see them as partners. And our goal is to sell on Amazon. So we want to both grow the revenue but protect margin at the same time. So we're one of the biggest sellers on Amazon in Europe. And so we have our listings up there, and we work with them to go on 1P and 3P. So for anyone that's not too familiar with Amazon, when you purchase something on an Amazon product page, you're not necessarily buying it directly from Amazon. You can work with a third-party seller like ourselves. So you may ask me in a minute about a buy box. So a buy box, when you're on an Amazon page, I'm sure everyone here shops on Amazon at some point, but you'll see an add to cart button and a buy now button. This is the price that you see, and 99% of people click on that. But underneath that, you'll see other offers. So on some listings that are popular, you may have 20 or 30 other offers, and some of these price points may actually be lower than what's shown in the buy box. So it's always a good tip if you're going shopping coming up to Black Friday to click on that area.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we have our listings up there, and we're always trying to compete for the buy box because, as I said, 99% of people will click add to cart or buy now straight from the buy box.
Yes, so, me.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so we want to make sure we win that kind of real estate. It's very important. And on some listings, it can be a bit almost like the stock market, like this price changes every couple of seconds on a very popular listing. So, for example, if you're number one in grocery, the listing may change price and change the seller every couple of seconds or a minute or so. So we want to make sure we're there. And if we work in kind of a hybrid model, so you can either give your inventory to Amazon and go with 1P, and then we'll sit in second place and wait until they run out of stock, and then we'll win the buy box. Or else we take some exclusive products or product bundles you wouldn't see elsewhere, and we'll try to sell them on behalf of the client.
Oh, and so your clients will come to you and ask you to try and get their products up the chain in Amazon so that they're going to be the ones getting picked.
Yeah, exactly. So having a high rank on Amazon is hugely important. So we can do advertising to get a product ranked higher, and we can also get organic page views. So we want to do the most we can to get that. So whether that's increasing the conversion rate with better content, better imagery on listings, we've kind of done all the data behind that to try and make these changes to products so we can get as high as we can. And then in other circumstances, because we've got so many people competing on different listings, we'll also set up product bundles which are unique. So we may have, for example, like multi-packs of products, or we can use the data that we have from marketplaces and the fact that we have web stores, and we can combine them. So for example, we work with Philips Hue, which is Signify, and we can create unique products because we know like 99% of the time, if someone purchases a certain type of light bulb, they'll add another product to the cart. So you can create unique bundles that you wouldn't see elsewhere to try and drive sales, and then we'll get those higher ranked.
And how do you, that's all data-driven, which is all we're hearing this morning is about being data-driven and using intelligence. So how do you guys get the data to make the decisions to help drive the box or drive the product bundle? Like that must be a lot of data floating around to get that insight.
Exactly, yeah. So we've got millions of data points that we collect every single day. So we're connected. Luckily, Amazon is kind of more advanced on the marketplace side. They have APIs set up for content, for sales and traffic, and for orders, obviously. So every minute we're reaching out to Amazon, and obviously our operations center is transferring advertising data, page view data, content data, and we also have orders and inventory going back and forth all the time. So we collect all these up, and then we use SideSense to visualize that. So we got millions of data points all the time that we're just collecting these data on, doing analysis on. So I work very closely with the head of insights, Cameron Firmage is his name, and we work very closely together, kind of coming up with some new product ideas and innovating as well.
Okay, and with your product, with the Luzern product, you've embedded the analytics, so you've embedded SideSense into that product, so the end user doesn't know what software they're using, they just see the Luzern brand. Is that how, and that's what you've kind of completely embedded the analytics, so it's just part of your platform?
Yeah, as you guys can see here on the slides behind me, we embedded that throughout the platform. So at the start, when we first signed up with SideSense, we went a bit mad and we created loads of dashboards, like I'm sure most of you guys have. I think we had 850 dashboards the last time I checked. So we want to get away from that. We have dashboard fatigue. So we want to embed it all within the platform so that everyone can come in, see it, and then we can put our own spin on it and narrate the content that we see as well. As people have moved through the tools that we built in our central platform is called Channel Optimizer. So as they go into Channel Optimizer, we can tell a real story in there, Okay. That's both used for internal and external use as well.
Okay, and it's that, again, this morning we were hearing from Jordan about data literacy and adoption. So I love that term, data fatigue, and dashboard fatigue, even better. So have you seen the number of dashboards drop? And have you gone off the 850 and are you getting down?
We need to clean them up a bit, but there's a lot of them that aren't used anymore, which is great. So eventually we want to kind of bring that way down, where people can actually ask questions within the tool, maybe using some generative AI with SideSense's capabilities, and then also have a set list of dashboards for clients or whoever it may be. And SideSense just allows us to manage that with data security, so they can query their own data or apply their own filters to the data or whatever they want to do. So it really just depends on the client. So in terms of the adoption piece, we've noticed that based on their data journey where clients are. So for example, if you're a larger company like we work at Nestle, they have their own data scientists. So they want the raw data that we have access to from all of our marketplaces. Or you might have a smaller company or someone that's not as far along in the data journey where we have to kind of give them the dashboard, not dashboards, but give them the embedded platform and put a narrative around what we're doing, and we'll work with them to give them insights that way. So it just kind of depends on how far along they are in their journey.
And when you say narrative, are you actually giving them text about it's not pretty pictures, it's actually giving them the answer, is it, as well?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So we'll give them all their sales and inventory data, and then we'll try and layer on some other details in there. So one of the new tools we'll probably get to in a few minutes that we're trying to build is called Control Tower, and so we want to put a kind of a real spiel on what's going on, because we want to convey a message, but we can come back to that in a minute, maybe.
Okay. And how had you any challenges in getting people to use the embedded analytics? Because that is the big challenge, is making it seamless, making it easy to use. How did you guys find that during
exactly, yeah. So that can be quite difficult. We've got lots of training calls with our clients and demos, and then over time we've kind of added more into the front end of the tool. So you can do kind of guided tours, you can go check videos that we've made and that kind of stuff. It just really depends. People are always mad for the technology, and then once you build it out, then they don't go on it as much as you'd like. So you have to try and drive that adoption. Hasn't always been smooth sailing.
Yeah, but you've also, I think you showed me before, how you actually want to drive their journey, the clicks through the page so that they're getting to action. It's not just showing the dashboard, it's actually to drive the insight. Yeah,
so one of the big benefits that we have is that we don't just give you the data and say best of luck. We go out and execute it for you. So whether that's to try and improve your conversion rate on a listing or try and drive product views, we actually do the advertising piece for these clients as well. So we'll give them a recommendation of what we want to do, and if it's within the normal realms, we'll go and execute it ourselves. And then if it's a bigger project, we'll go back to the client and we'll say, we want to try this out. Can we give it a go? And we've obviously done that all through Cameron, our head of insights, and we've found that that's definitely the way to go. So we'll do that. And then some of our clients are also quite open to kind of trying new methods that we haven't tried before, would be unique to selling on Amazon. So we're always experimenting with different things.
And what do Amazon think of you guys?
I don't know. I haven't heard any comment on that.
Because it's really innovative, and it's really driving companies to do their best on the product and make sure, because I'm thinking, and it must be nearly real time, because I'd say market trends on Amazon change really quickly, and you could be in the box and then gone from the box, could you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the buy box changes so frequently. So some clients will ask us for data from a year ago, and we're kind of saying to them, that's way too long of a view. If you're coming up to kind of Q4 or Black Friday, the last 30 days is all you need to view in terms of how you're trending, and we'll show them recommendations based on what we see coming up. Because you may have a completely different product set this year than you had last year. Products may have gone end of life or whatever may have occurred, so it can depend.
And how real time is the Luzern system?
Oh yeah, so we pull, like I said, we've got these API connections gone out in real time. So we have advertising data, then the pricing data is coming back in real time as well. So if someone, for example, you can see the screen there, changes the price of a product, we'll know who the new seller is within a minute or two, and we'll be able to go in and action that. So we can either use automatic pricing, or else we can have someone go in and double check it as well.
Great. And what's the where do you hope to go now with your platform, with the embedded analytics, with the Sisense?
Yeah, so the next step for us is what we're calling the control tower for now. So if I showed everyone in the room here a graph, you'll all interpret it differently. So we want to use generative AI to kind of read the graphs that we would embed within the platform and really deliver the message that we're trying to get across. So that way we can make sure that we're all on the same page. When we go on client calls or clients log in by themselves, they know exactly what Luzern's approach is and exactly what we want to, what we want to do. And
is that through your own private data store? Do you use the generative AI, or are you looking at public sources?
The product is still in development, so we're actually kind of scoping that out right now. So we're kind of using Sisense's generative. They have some plugins for AI and ML, and we're kind of looking at some other options as well. It can really depend, but certainly the capabilities of Sisense allow us to build these really quickly. So if we kind of go through the journey and we decide what we want to build out on the screens, we can turn it around relatively quickly with the engineers that we have.
Well, that's fantastic. And with that amount of level of data and that big data size, is data governance a big issue for you guys, or is there personal information in there, or what do you have to do?
Yeah, we kind of make it a policy not to bring personal data into our Elastic cubes. So that way we just keep it completely out of the platform, just to avoid any issues like that.
So your data warehouse is just, from the analytics, is just using aggregated data, no personal information, but you're able to...
Yeah, exactly. The lowest we get to would be like an order number, and can't do much of that.
yeah, no, definitely. And what about any other plans with Luzern, or where they're going now as a company going forward? Or?
Yeah, so we want to expand into different marketplaces. There's such a wide variety that we already sell on, the likes of Zalando, Cdiscount. We sell a lot on eBay as well, so it can kind of depend. But we would definitely want to merge up all of our data sets into this new tool that we're trying to build, where we can get web store data and marketplace data combined and really get some great insights from that and make some changes. So Cameron and I lead the product innovation team within Luzern, and we probably have like 60 ideas of new products we want to build into the platform. So right now we go through a kind of proof of concept where we can get the data straight from Amazon. Luckily, they're quite rich in APIs, as I mentioned, but in some of the other marketplaces, they're a little bit behind, so we don't have that rich data that we have coming from Amazon. So we have to try everything out on Amazon first, and then once we get it working there, we can expand it into the marketplaces.
That's fantastic. I think it's actually a great story. We've known Conor, we know what the guys have been doing. I think, again, for an Irish company, we talked about this morning, I think it was about AI and will that replace jobs? Like Amazon is a portal, or is an e-commerce system that now has created other industries on top of it, just to be able to actually create other analytics to drive other jobs. And I think this is a fantastic example of innovation in Ireland. And also from our point of view, this is embedded analytics. So being able to embed your analytics into your platform, and as Conor has shown, that drives adoption, that people then are very happy to use the dashboards. While we commented this morning with data literacy, if you can embed the analytic to where the person is working, then they're more likely to use it. And that's what Luzern have proved in their platform.
Yeah, we want to get into their regular flow of everyday work. They have data-driven decision-making, can make a huge improvement, both internally and externally. But that's something where it wasn't easy all the time,
No.
People don't trust the data, so you really have to convey the message that you're trying to get across and show them why they should trust what we recommend from CO, from Channel Optimizer. So it's definitely part of the journey.
It's a great journey. yeah, it's a great story. I'd like to thank Conor particularly for coming today and doing this presentation and explaining to us what Luzern are doing. As I said, I'm with Databuilders. We have a stand outside, so come to the stand. As like last year, we like to build things, so we actually have our Lego prize. So this year it's R2-D2 who saved the galaxy. So if you want to win that life-size model, please come up to the stand, put your scan your QR code, and you can enter the draw, and someone will get that before the conference is finished. So I'd like to thank everybody. Thank again Conor for his time today. We're coming to the end, so we'll actually give you back a couple of minutes and let the next speakers go. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.